Let's take a moment to reflect, if we can, on why we're project managers. Why do we want to do this as a career? Why do we want to study it and spend time and money learning a little more about project management, about the fundamentals? What is it that gives us this sense of meaning and purpose? Well, certainly is what gives me a sense of meaning and purpose in my working life, and ultimately in my life outside of work as well. Doing things like this and creating videos and sharing knowledge and working in the community. So much of it is project management. But project management matters to the world. We're the people who can take somebody else's vision, somebody else's dream, an idea that they've crystallized, but they don't know how to deliver. And they come to you and they want you to deliver. They need you to. There's not enough project managers out there. There's certainly not enough great project managers, and we can all strive to be better. There's a scarcity of project managers. There's a scarcity of resources. People need to do more with less. Nowadays, they tell me that we've got twice as many projects as we had before the pandemic because so many projects were put on hold for a couple of years, and yet people now need to get going and take off with them. So people are having to work at scale, they're having to work at pace, and they're having to work while contending for resources in literal equipment and physical materials and people, human resources, suitably skilled people that can come together in a temporary team to deliver the goods as a project team. That's why project management matters. We make the most of the resources that we are given temporarily to produce this unique product, which hopefully makes our world a better place. If project management is this important, then we need methodology, then we need structure. This isn't an artistic exercise where the project manager gets to express themselves from the very get-go through to hopefully reaching the end of this creative enterprise. As a project manager, you are generally being given a mandate to work within a certain set of parameters to come up with a certain product which meets a certain business need. So you need a framework by which you can work, just as pilots get into the cockpit of an aeroplane, and before they even take off, they are doing a pre-flight check and they are looking at everything that should be there, is there, so that when they are in flight, they know if something is going wrong. They have a dashboard. They checked the dashboard before they took off. They know the dashboard works. So if there's something strange that comes up on the dashboard or as they are scanning the horizon and the radar, they have a way of reacting to it. This is why we have something like Prince 2. It came out of the United Kingdom government when a bunch of folks got together many years ago and were looking at why government projects were failing so much. Wasting public money. We are stewards of public money. And therefore it was really important to look at what can be done to raise the chances of success in a world where more than 50% of projects were consistently failing. And that's still a statistic today in 2022, that we still have more than 50% failure rate. So they looked at what were the best practices that the best projects had been managed by. They distilled these into the principles that if you managed your project with these certain principles in mind, understood by everybody within the team and the stakeholders as to why we are doing things the way we do things, then you've increased your chances of success. They looked at the themes or the disciplines or the knowledge areas within project management, and they settled on a set of 7 to say that these 7 are foundational and fundamental to what you are trying to achieve as a successful project manager. And they looked at these 7 processes, these stages in a project, which if you are managing and planning to these stages, you are reporting by these stages, you are controlling progress based on business justification from stage to stage, you are increasing the chances of success. You are being a better steward of the resources being put at your disposal for you to deliver this product as a project manager. So these methodologies, whatever methodology you might have, they are there to give structure, and that means control by having better governance, which is about being those better stewards of what you have been entrusted with. And then those standards, those ways of knowing that this is how we manage our project, this is how we measure our project, and this is how we deliver and know what the quality is and that we actually are finished. And that's the same scenario with these pilots in the cockpit of the aeroplane. They know where they're going, they can monitor their progress, and they can monitor the health of the flight itself, measuring whether it's the fuel as a resource or it's the way that they are working, the way that they are flying. Is it the most effective and efficient way of doing it? Is it the safest way? This is where us having a way of managing provides that structure and predictability, so that when something is out of the ordinary, we also know how to react and bring things back on track. So that at the end of the exercise, at the end of managing the project, you are able to, as they say, land this thing properly.